If you are a farming simulator fan, you must have heard that Coral Island got released in early access last week. And if you're someone like me, you already clocked a significant amount of time into the game. Now, the game is not finished yet, so it can be a bit tricky to navigate what is and isn't released yet in the game. That's why I decided to make this quick guide on how to reach rank C, currently the highest available rank in the game, with little sweat. As I said, the game is still in development and things will be changing over time. So the further this game develops, and looking at the roadmap, there's still plenty of updates coming our way, the less relevant this video becomes. If you're watching this video around fall 2022, you're probably still good. If you're watching this somewhere after the summer update or even as the 1.0 version has come out, there are most likely videos out there much better suited to the version of the game you're playing. But you're of course welcome to stick around and watch outdated information. Okay, so why is rank C so important? If you've been playing Coral Island already, you know that the town has a ranking, which you can upgrade, somehow. It appears rank C is the highest you can get at this stage of the game. So how do you get there? As far as I've gathered, there are 3 ways in which the ranking of your town upgrades: restoring the temple, diving, and donating to the museum. And though I'm not sure it's actually a factor, I'm also counting mining as one of the factors. I reach rank C by finishing the 2 mines currently available and activating all solar orb pillars in the ocean. I have also completed 5 out of 6 temple offerings. My museum isn't complete yet, but everything I managed to find so far I have donated. I will divide this video in chapters so you can navigate to the chapters most relevant to you, starting with mining. Mining is currently still in its early stages and I expect a huge update for this in the summer update, when a combat feature beta is released. This is also the update the wind gate will be opened, so if the mining mechanic feels a bit bare bones, it's because it is. You are handed a sword which I'm not sure you can currently upgrade. Not that there is a need for it, as there are only 2 monsters in the game so far: a slime and a spider. The slime throws stuff at you, the spider charges. Be aware that even if they seem stuck between rocks, they can still break out. I'm assuming this is a bug that will be fixed later. But just keep swinging your sword and bring enough food and these 2 monsters will be no problem for you at all. Both the Earth Gate and the Water Gate are currently available. You start off with the Earth Gate and once you reach the bottom, you unlock the Water Gate. Both gates are each 40 levels deep. The only difference as of right now is that the Earth Gate gives you bronze ore and the Water Gate gives you silver ore. The reason you want to get into the mines is, besides the ores, for the geodes and coffers. Geodes and coffers can be opened by the blacksmith and can give you gems or artifacts. These you can donate to the museum to help rank up your town. The mines right now feel pretty repetitive and grindy. It was very clear to me that this part of the game is in development and needs a lot more going on for it to be more engaging. Exploring the caverns in Stardew Valley is my favorite pastime in the game, so I'm already looking forward to the summer update to see what the improved battle mechanics bring. For now, I'll give a few tips to make the mines as painless as possible. You only need your pickaxe and sword. Bring plenty of food. I suggest bringing some coffees from Raya's coffee place, which is only 100 gold and heals 100 energy in one go. For getting health, I recommend the green tea. This is what I use in the early games for my deep dives. But if that's still too expensive for you, just gather whatever you can find in the area, as almost all scavenger bowls give you some energy, or craft the candy tree seed. If you're a veteran Stardew player like me, you might be tempted by the explosives, but I currently do not recommend crafting them. See, I got hundreds of ores going through the mine, but usually only get a handful of coal that I then needed for melting the ore into bars. Coal can actually be a big bottleneck if you decide to craft explosives. I found I constantly ran out of the stuff by just mining. Therefore my second tip is to invest in a kiln, which you'll be able to craft once you're level 2 of foraging. You can get some explosives as rewards in the mines anyway, and I recommend only using them if there's a lot of rocks you can clear in one go. Which brings me to my third tip for mining: slow down your clock. In Coral Island you can easily adjust the speed of the game by going into your settings. You can do this at any time of the day and do it as many times as you'd like. On days I decided to try and clear as many levels as possible, I simply adjusted my clock to 50% game speed, brought plenty of food and chopped away. This is another reason why you don't really need the explosives, because you no longer have to hurry to finish 5 levels to get to the next elevator. With the game speed at 50%, you have about 40 minutes per day, making deep dives into the mine just a time sink more than anything. Do keep in mind that level 35 does not have an elevator in both the earth and water mine, so you need to clear level 30 through level 40 in one go. A final tip I have is to drink Yamu, which gives you 400 energy and 200 health. By far the best food in the game I have encountered. You get some of these as rewards and chests for clearing the mines, but another way I found them was actually through the mail, from Yuri. I think I had about 2 hearts with her when she started mailing me this randomly. Talking to her and giving her presents seems to help, because I think she sends one to me like 2 or 3 times, most of the time whenever I had interacted with her the day before. So if you haven't been romancing Yuri because you're straight, I still recommend befriending her, because there is no better food to bring to you on deep dives. The easiest like gift you can give her is most fruit, vegetables or eggs. And the easiest loved gift you can give her is the chocolate chip muffin you can buy at Raja's. You can get up to 2 hearts if you give this muffin on her birthday, the last day of summer. Do not give this girl flowers. Restoring the temple is the most straightforward of the bunch. Once you unlock the first altar, 4 out of 6 offerings are all crop and scavengeables based. The tricky part is that the winter cyan exists out of 3 crops that are actually fall crops that can only be unlocked once your town is rank C. This is a very confusing feature that I constantly see brought up in the Coral Island Discord, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some changes in at least the naming of this offering. If you want to complete this altar within the first year, your town would need to be rank C by fall day 16, as the watermelon crop needs 11 days to grow. Unfortunately, in my blind playthrough, I got rank C on day 20 of fall, and I was sadly 4 days too late. A quick tip for the fall, as a lot of people seem to struggle with this: figs and black trumpets can be found near the mayor's house. Not to be a simp again, but Yuri also tells you this, and that's how I found out. Starting with summer, the seasonal offerings also require at least 1 bronze or higher quality offering. You can do this by using fertilizer, but a much more effective tool is upgrading seeds through Link's laboratory. This requires 5 bronze kelp essences and 1250 gold. The essences aren't hard to make, it just takes a while for the machine to produce. There's so much kelp you can find in the ocean, and glass is, like coal, actually a bigger bottleneck than anything else. I recommend using the kiln once more, but this time by turning scrap into glass. You only need to go for the seed upgrades. Like I said, there are no fruit trees or plants in the game right now, so there's no point in upgrading them. Don't forget to actually pick up the upgrade though once it is done after 2 days. It immediately applies, including to all the crops you've already planted. The difference is night and day. I used to struggle to get even a bronze star quality crop, but after the upgrade I got bronze, silver and even the occasional gold crop with ease. This is an investment you want to make as soon as it becomes available. Offerings aren't the only ones that require bronze crops to advance the game. You will also need it for Sam's quest, who asks for 25 bronze quality fruit and vegetables. I cannot confirm this yet, but I think completing Sam's quest for bronze fruit and vegetables and 20 eggs and 10 milk to restore the local produce section might help towards your ranking as well. But the one mechanic that unequivocally will help you rank up your town is diving. I have found diving to be one of the most fun parts of the game so far, and that's because it's integral to the game and its message. Trash you find is deeply useful, especially once you unlock the recycling machine to turn trash into scrap, one of your most needed resources in Coral Island. My tip is to only use trash for the chests and scarecrows until you can make better ones, and not use trash for any of the fences or paths you can craft. You get the wooden fence and path relatively quickly, and it's not worth spending your trash for. I really like that trash is useful in this game, and it's a very unique game mechanic I haven't really seen implemented in the genre before, at least not to this level. My current fun conspiracy theory is that the developers included the pride flag in front of the community center so the trolls are too distracted by some colorful pixels to notice that this game is incredibly political in its messaging of climate change and what kind of devastating environmental impact we have on our planet. No, don't look at our climate agenda. Look at the rainbow colors. Ooh, doesn't it make you want to leave rage comments on forums, making thinly veiled homophobic and transphobic arguments? What's that underneath the rainbow cloth? Don't worry about it. Through diving, you have to clean up several areas that slowly unlock by powering the solar orb pillars. There are a few things that trip me up about this and wish I had known earlier, so I'll be laying them out for you. Once you've cleaned a few areas, you'll find a turtle blocking your way, asking for a bronze fruit or vegetable currently in season. Especially in spring, this was still a struggle for me. I had cleared most trash in the ocean, which I either ditched or already used, so I couldn't turn it into compost to use as a fertilizer. And you cannot use fertilizer on already grown crops anyway, so I had to wait till next season to clear this. Fertilizers can be pretty cost heavy in the early game, but they are also only really relevant for the early game to begin with. So yeah, learn from my mistake and get the seed upgrade through Link's laboratory. It will be a game changer. People are still discovering which turtle asked for which crop. Personally, I remember being asked a bronze quality tomato and sweet potato amongst other things. But those might be subject to change, so my tip is to hold on to at least one bronze or higher crop until you clear those quests. There's also one turtle who asks for a large milk, so don't sleep on your animals. They're honestly dirt cheap and a great way to make some extra cash. Once you clear your first turtle, you also start to see ocean scavengeables that are needed for the first altar. So if you're still in the early areas, don't panic that you're missing stuff. You'll find it easily once you dive deeper. Diving isn't finished yet, like most of the game, but keep in mind that it already starts a quest you cannot finish at the moment. Basically, once you find the 2 mermaids, you still have a huge area to explore, but you will not be able to progress any further with the questline. No need for backtracking the entire map like I have been doing. If you got the 20 solar orb pillars, you're done. I do hope on future mechanics to make clearing trash easier the more skilled you get. There's no way of upgrading your siphon right now, so it's a bit frustrating to keep chopping away the same way, whether it's your first dive or you're already 30 meters deep. And the vortexinator is, like the explosives, a bit too expensive on resources for me, especially because the area it clears isn't that big yet. At least in the mine I could upgrade my pickaxe so I could clear stone easier. Being able to upgrade your scythe would be a solution, but with the Merfolk content update there will also be a diving feature beta, so I'm assuming we'll get more features then. Just like with the mining, I recommend setting your game speed at a lower speed and bring enough food with you before diving in. Though diving is more forgiving than mining, because you can put down your anchor anywhere and quickly go back home and restock before diving back in, especially once you unlock this fast travel location. And if you still have some jamu left over from your mining adventures, I'd use it for diving too. Otherwise, make friends with Yuri for that sweet jamu drink. And not just because you're a raging homo lesbian who sims for pretty doctor girls with tattoos. You do it for the jamu. Does Charles, who also work at the clinic, give you jamu? I don't know, I'm not a gay man. There's only so much simping I can do in one game, and I'm far too busy romancing every damn girl in this game to even pay attention to the guys. Why is everybody so damn hot? Lastly, there's the museum donating, which you kind of already feel through diving and mining, because you can donate gems, artifacts, and sea critters. The other 2 categories you can donate right now are insects and fish. I tend to be very successful catching different insects just above the inn and the area just underneath the cavern entrance. Sneaking up on bugs doesn't really seem to work. Slowly moving around actually keeps them alerted. So my strategy with almost every insect is to just run at them close and stop moving until they get into my casting area, and then I catch them. Fishing took me a while to figure out. I actually really like the fishing minigame. It's much more intuitive than Stardew's one and reminds me a lot of Spiritfare's fishing mechanics. What holds me back with fishing is, I suppose, the few varieties in fish right now. I just seem to catch the same fish over and over again, which quickly turns me off to fishing entirely. But what I've come to learn is that casting a wide line doesn't necessarily mean better fish. The 1, 2, 3 you get before casting your rod, you should see as different zones. And in each zone there are different fish to be found. So if you constantly catch the same fish, I recommend trying to cast your line in a different number zone and see if it makes a difference. I'm still figuring out the fishing mechanic myself, but I feel like variety is key. You shouldn't keep trying to do the same trick over and over again, but fish in small chunks in between other tasks. Switch up your zoning and try fishing in different weathers, different bodies of water, at different times a day, and obviously different kind of seasons. I have successfully casted a line in just about every body of water, including at the lake temple. And I'm pretty sure that if you can't fish in an area, the rod just bounces back. So just fish wherever you can. Once you reach rank C, you hit the current end of the game. But considering the ranking goes up to an SS ranking, it is needless to say a ton of more stuff will be added to the game. If you are a bit of a farming game veteran, it might be fun to try and rush the first altar within the first year. But if you're more of a casual player, I actually recommend just taking your time and spreading gameplay out over 2 years. With every rank, more stuff unlocks. Most of it is still not accessible at this stage of the game, but Sam gets more seeds, for example. And I'm already looking forward to my second year spring to see how many more seeds I can get with my newly obtained rank C. When you complete the first altar, you will be able to unlock the second altar, which consists of fish and insects. If you want, you can already start saving all your critters and clear the altar in one go. Or you can just play another year and enjoy the game. What is tricky is that some quests and letters are presented as it will appear in the 1.0 release. With a rank up, it will enthusiastically tell you piggies are now available, so you run towards the ranch and nothing, because only cows and chickens are available right now. And a horse for faster traveling, which I haven't even bothered to work my way towards getting yet, as the fast travel mechanic is just fantastic in this game. And even has a very satisfying sound effect. What is and isn't implemented in the game is honestly a bit of guesswork. You currently can only get gold ores and golden kelps by buying them in the shops, for example, but you will be able to harvest them yourself as we go further along the roadmap. At one point, I got a cutscene with Raphael who said he was buying Divandium from an explorer who found it somewhere underwater. And I was like, oh my god, I just discovered a mine door that is exactly like the cavern one on the island, but I can't open it yet. Dearest Raphael, is your cutscene the starting sign of being able to explore the underwater mines? It's not, and Raphael gets scammed. But I'm sure the mine will be available in future updates, and that is exciting. Hell yeah, I want an underwater mine, that's awesome! For the players who already bought the game, I hope this video helps you reach the current endgame. And for those people still on the fence whether to buy the game during early access, it heavily depends on whether you are okay playing an unfinished game. If you know you will get frustrated with unfinished content, I recommend waiting till the 1.0 update, which is planned to be released at the end of 2023. Otherwise, check the roadmap and see which update the game definitely needs to hit before you are willing to give it a try. Regardless of when you're jumping in, you watched this video till the end, so I'd say you are interested enough in the game to buy it. It's just a matter of which jumping point suits you best. Down below I'll link the roadmap and a community sourced Google Docs sheet with all kinds of information that might be handy while the Core Island wiki is still filling up. Either way, I'm having a blast with this game and I can only see it getting better from here on out. I might even make more videos on Core Islands, which I'm not even going to ask you if you're interested in seeing more from me as a sneaky way to try and get comments to help me boost my video in the algorithm. I'm expecting about 5 views on this video, so I'll do as I am, please. This is very weird energy to end an otherwise completely normal guide video, but who cares? I'm not financially dependable on YouTube and you already clicked on the next video. Fuck big tech and thank you hot people of Coral Island. Goodbye.